I can't have you here. Our audiences would want to know how your wife is. It's been a tough year for you. How is the princess?
She's doing really well, thanks, and hopefully she's watching tonight and sort of cheering me on. But no, she's been amazing this whole year, and I know she'll be really keen to see it tonight be a success.
As a future king, who has impressed you most? The British Prince William is first in line for the British throne, behind his father King Charles III, now has been preparing for his role as king his whole life, and he has big ideas when it comes to the monarchy's future. Word on the mean streets, posh hallways of Buckingham Palace is that William is kind of dreading being king. But on top of his inevitable promotion, William is getting himself a shiny new name the moment he ascends the throne. From the moment his grandmother, the late Queen Elizabeth, died in early September 2022, William would have been all too aware of the scary reality of his destiny. When the king's cancer diagnosis came, of course, I'm sure his first reaction was, as his son, concern for his father. But there is also this big weight of responsibility that suddenly starts to kind of descend upon his shoulders. And I'm sure he's very, very aware of that. When the time comes, Prince William will step up to the plate. The answer is monarchy gets on with it. With both his father, King Charles, and his wife, Princess Catherine, absent from public duties as they undergo treatment for cancer, the Prince of Wales has come under the media and public spotlight like never before. As heir to the throne, and as son of the late Princess Diana, the 41-year-old is accustomed to the scrutiny that comes with being a British royal. But his father and wife's absence from the public life since mid-January have meant even greater attention has turned to the future King William V. Following the tragic death of Diana, the Princess of Wales, while being pursued by paparazzi in August 1997, has significantly shaped Catherine and William's perspective on the media. Even when they have consistently urged for respect for their privacy during their private time, an unusual period of absence at the start of January 2024 was met with public outcry. However, the recent statement from the palace had inadvertently ignited speculation about the severity of Catherine's health condition. Many wondered how deeply sick she is. For how long will she be out of official duties? The Prince of Wales once laid bare the toll of his mother's tragic death, speaking candidly about its profound effect on his mental health and personal journey with unprecedented honesty. Finally, in his recent interview, the royal father of three has opened up about a topic that has long been shrouded in secrecy: his complex relationship with his parents, Prince Charles and the late Princess Diana. What are you trying to become? I think just trying to be a good guy, trying to be a decent individual. When you're working with a team, you help each other out, and you talk about it, and you get through it that way. It's very important to talk about it in a stirring revelation. Prince William's admission has brought into sharp focus the private struggles that have long weighed on his heart, inviting us to see a side of him that few have ever glimpsed before early life before we talk about his candid revelations. As Britain's future king, but how much do we really know about him? Join us to talk about Prince William all through the years. Prince William has four names, in full: William Arthur Philip Louis. William is believed to have been chosen by King Charles as a tribute to his cousin, Prince William of Gloucester, who died in a plane crash at the age of 30 in 1972 when Charles was 23. The prince was the eldest son of Queen Elizabeth II's uncle, Prince Harry, the Duke of Gloucester. William eschewed a military career for one in civil service. He was an experienced pilot and worked for a number of years in Tokyo and Nigeria with their British embassies. The name Arthur paid tribute to Charles himself, who has gotten it as one of his own middle names. Philip was chosen in honor of William's grandfather, Prince Philip. Louis was chosen as a tribute to Lord Louis Mountbatten, 1st Earl Mountbatten of Burma. The Earl was very close to Charles, and his assassination in a 1979 political bombing is said to have affected the then prince deeply. Prince William has a small scar on his forehead, which he has referred to as his Harry Potter scar, for its likeness to the one shared with J.K. Rowling's fictional wizard. When he was 8 years old, the royal was accidentally struck with a golf club while playing with friends, resulting in a mad dash to a hospital where it was determined he had a fractured skull and needed to be transferred to the Great Ormond Street Hospital in London for surgery. King Charles followed his son's ambulance in the famous blue Aston Martin sports car, and he was soon joined by Princess Diana, who spent the night in the hospital. In 2009, William spoke with a young patient of the Great Ormond Street Children's Hospital in London, telling them that he too had been treated at the facility. "That was for my Harry Potter scar, as I call it, just here. I call it that because it glows sometimes and people notice it. Other times they don't notice it at all." In 2008, Queen Elizabeth II installed Prince William as a Royal Knight Companion of the Most Noble Order of the Garter. This is England's oldest and most senior order of chivalry, which has an annual day of ceremonies at Windsor Castle. Elizabeth appointed William specially so that he would be the 1,000th recorded knight of the order. His name is included in the walls of St. George's Hall at the castle, and continues to take part in Garter Day celebrations each year. William is a qualified and experienced pilot, earning his wings in the Royal Air Force back in 2008. The prince served as a search and rescue pilot with the Royal Air Force from 2010 to 2013, after which he retrained to become an air ambulance pilot. He left the East Anglian Air Ambulance Service in 2017 to take up a full-time working role within the monarchy. Today, Prince William and Princess Catherine call Adelaide Cottage in the grounds of Windsor Castle home. While they still retain Kensington Palace as a London residence and Amner Hall in Norfolk as a country retreat, the Wales family is mainly based at the cottage, owing to its close proximity to George, Charlotte, and Louis' school. The cottage was built in the early 19th century for Queen Adelaide, the consort of King William IV. William's niece, Queen Victoria, used the residence as a place to take meetings and tea, while she also considered using it as a place to house a pet monkey. William is not a fan of spicy food, which he has revealed during a number of engagements in recent jokes. During a 2023 radio interview with the Princess of Wales, the prince joked, "I can't do much with spice. I start sweating, and it's unattractive. I like the spice," his wife responds, "so I have to cook the curry and add a little extra spice in the end." William added, "She has to bring it in gently." In the same interview, William also revealed his favorite emoji. When asked, he joked that he had to keep his answer PG. "Is this a clean thing, or is this a family one?" he said. "I've been told not to say the aubergine, eggplant, so I've got to pick something else. it would have been the Aberdeen. But I'm saying now, because I've got to be all grown up, is the one where the eyes go up and down and the mouth's out, the crazy one. Although Prince William and Princess Kate celebrated their 13th wedding anniversary this year, their relationship has actually spanned over 2 decades. The couple met in 2001 while both were studying at the University of St. Andrews in Scotland. Their relationship reportedly started soon after, and it was revealed in the press during a skiing vacation in 2004. The couple briefly split up in 2007, but were back together after only a few months. They announced their engagement in 2010 and were married at Westminster Abbey a following year. Together they have 3 children: Prince George, 11, Princess Charlotte, 9, and Prince Louis, 6. While his eldest child is second in line of succession to the British throne, behind him, it is possible he could follow in his father's footsteps to have a working career before taking on his royal duties. The future king said George is a future pilot in the making. It was a delightful insight about the little royal, who has remained out of the public eye for much of this year as his mother receives treatment for cancer. In 2022, when his father became king, Prince William automatically assumed a new title and responsibility, that of the Duke of Cornwall. As Duke, William assumed control of the Duchy of Cornwall, an organization which manages a vast historic land and property profile with an estimated value of over $1 billion. The profits generated from the duchy have historically provided the Duke with a private income to fund his family and private staff. In the 2022-2023 financial year, the profit was $30.5 million. Though, as he is seated halfway through the financial year, the prince did not receive the full amount. His role involves managing the work of the duchy, including approving investments and the direction of the organization, as well as meeting with tenants and promoting their interests. Prince William has spearheaded 2 core philanthropic projects in recent years: the Earthshot Prize and Homewards. The Earthshot Prize, launched in 2020, is a grant-based award scheme which provides cash injections to 5 eco-initiatives each year to scale up their efforts to protect and restore the planet. Homewards is a project launched by Prince William in 2023, which aims to develop a community-level working model to eradicate Britain's homelessness issue. The scheme provides funding and expertise to city hubs to work with people experiencing homelessness and communities who are particularly vulnerable. William was at the center of some global years for the royal family in the last decade, with public celebrations and outpourings of support at his and Kate's wedding in 2011, the births of their 3 children, and milestones in the reign of his grandmother Elizabeth. But the last few years also saw a high-profile fallout with Prince Harry, his younger brother's exit from the royal duties along with his wife Meghan, and their criticism of the institution. There was also the scandal over his uncle Prince Andrew's friendship with the late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. The death of Elizabeth and of her husband Philip the year before left the monarchy looking noticeably smaller, something brought into sharp relief by the current absence of Charles and Catherine. That contrasts with the View tabloid newspapers presented of work-shy William in 2017. Throughout his life in the royal spotlight, William has made few comments about his future as king with his wife by his side. He previously expressed interest in helping the monarchy modernize and develop with the times in a rare sit-down interview with the BBC. The father-son duo hoped to work very closely as the royal family transitions to new leadership, making the big decision of making and creating a slimmed-down monarchy. Since then, he has taken on more and more royal duties and won praise for championing causes including the environment and mental health. While the roles of the monarch is meant to be as non-political head of state, William would find it very difficult to spend time as king just wearing robes and cutting ribbons. Many people would actually welcome a more interventionist monarch, she added. I think it's going to be really interesting over the next few years to see whether people are ready for that, or whether there is a kind of line which he ends up having to be very clear that he doesn't cross.